Okay, this is lesson 2.06. Molality and mass percent, but these are another form of describing concentrations of a solution. Okay, so mass percent and volume percent are kind of like the mole fractions, just simple ways to do a quick concentration value. And you calculate these just like you would calculate any sort of percentage. It's going to be a piece divided by the total times 100. All right, so mass percents you would use for a solid solute. So for example, that mole fraction we did before, we had 200 grams of C2H5OH in 350 grams of water. All right, so to get my mass percent of this, I don't have to convert these to moles. I'm going to take that 200 and I'm going to divide it by my total mass, which is going to be 200 plus 350, and then I'll multiply by 100. So 200 divided by 550, and that's going to be 36.4% ethanol. Okay? So simple, just normal sort of percentages. It's just the mass percent. You use masses. A volume percent, if you have a liquid solute, then you might use a volume percent. Right? Because, if you've got 10 milliliters of a solute that you're dissolving into 100 milliliters of water, then you can figure out your volume percent. So, for example, in an experiment, 100 milliliters of acetone is dissolved in 1.5 liters of water to make a solution. Which calculation would best describe the concentration of acetone? So, of the choices that we had before, what would be your best option here? All right, we're talking about two volumes. We do want to make sure we get those both into the same units, but you would do a volume over volume percent calculation. All right. There's this one. We've got grams and kilograms. This is going to be one of your mass divided by mass percent calculations. Molality is very, very similar to molarity. All right. So make sure you get the minute differences between these two straight. This is another way to calculate concentration of a substance. All right, so molality, and I forgot to write my units, are little m per solute. Your quiz does actually have an error when you solve the do a molality calculation because it doesn't have the correct capitalization on the m, or non-capitalization. So just kind of something to keep track of is we've got molarity, which is moles per volume. Molality is moles per kilogram, or mass. Actually, instead of volume, I'm going to put liter so that we remember that it's supposed to be liters. All right, and this is capital M, this is lowercase m. And you always want to include what you are actually calculating the concentration of. All right, so this is another one where, again, you're going to probably have to figure out moles and molar masses before you can actually get to doing the molality calculation. So what do all of these have in common with each other? So molality, molarity, mole fraction, mass percents, what do they all have in common with each other? They're all ways to describe all right, so pay attention to what the question is asking for so that you know which one of these to pull out and use. All right, if it asks for your concentration in moles per liter, then you want to do a molarity. If it asks for a mole fraction, then you're going to just do moles over moles. If it asks for molality, then you got to know your mass in kilograms of your solvent and moles of your solute. All right.